everybody, welcome back to Mental Health for America. I know we told you last time we were going to do some more statistics with our next video, but we actually have a story here dealing with PTSD, which is one of the statistics we were going to run. So we're going to go ahead and get into this story. It's from Joseph Bastidas. My name is Joseph Bastidas, and this is my story about my dealings with post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. It started many years ago when I worked as a volunteer firefighter and carried over into my military career. I will say that my PTSD is not as severe as some others, but it has taken a toll on me and my family. Through my short tenure on the fire department, I had to deal with many calls that involved death and serious injury. Imagine someone who is in an immense amount of pain and you can't do anything to help them because they're trapped in a vehicle. It sucks. At this point of period in time in my life, I just became so insensitive to this stuff that I just didn't think about it and I didn't really care. What really sucks is having to explain to family members who show up to the scene of an accident wanting to see their loved ones who are already dead. It takes a toll on one's psyche. All the calls that dealt with death I've stuck in my head. It's tough to deal with. There was one call that was very difficult. Our fire station received a call about a suicide. A man had hung himself in a tree in his family's backyard. Imagine that, walking outside in your backyard to see that. It was our job to cut the noose from around his neck and lower him out of the tree. In 2008, I decided to join the Army. I remember coming home from boot camp and OCS, and while on hometown recruiting, I came back to my fire department. I remember this accident too, where this soft-top Jeep rolled over, ejecting the 16-year-old kid and pinning his dad behind the steering wheel of the vehicle, while it was upside down. This 16-year-old was really bad off because he was ejected headfirst into an embankment and had an open head wound. His dad ended up having a closed head wound and started seizing at the scene while trapped upside down in the Jeep. It sucks watching someone die in front of you and knowing there's not a damn thing in the world anyone can do about it. This has fueled some of my depression and my nightmares. In 2011, I was deployed to Iraq. During my time in Iraq, we were mortared on a daily basis. My second experience with a mortar was an incoming mortar that was headed to where all my vehicles and equipment were stored at. It's a wide open area. Once the sirens went off, we all dropped to the ground, and luckily the CRAMs got the mortar and exploded over our heads. No one was hurt, but it rattled all of us. Another instance, I was working in a building, not a tenth of a mile from us, a mortar hit in the road. Getting mortared constantly and going outside the wire created a lot of stress to this day that still affects me. I can remember coming home and my demeanor was completely different. I was angry all the time, still having nightmares. I jumped very easily. I have received counseling for my PTSD, but it will be a lifelong healing process. Dealing with death and the thought of dying also is very trying. The best advice I can give someone going through PTSD is to get counseling and let the healing process begin. First, though, you would have to admit that there is a problem, to be completely honest with whomever you are talking to. Yes, it's hard to open up, I know. It took me years, but once I did, it has helped me out a lot. That's Joseph Bastidas' story. It's an inspiring story on his road to recovery from PTSD. PTSD isn't necessarily something that you pick up in the military. You can pick it up from other life trauma experiences. If you have a story dealing with mental health that you would like to share, even if you want to remain anonymous, that's okay with us. Feel free to email it to us at mentalhealth4america@gmail.com. Also check out our Facebook group. It's going to be, if you just search in the search bar, Mental Health 4 America, it should take you right to us. Thank you for your time.